Okay, now we're going to be using the new vocabulary. We're going to be using the new vocabulary in a conversation between two people. We are in our textbook. On page 142. So we are in our textbook, page 142. Okay, so let's listen to the model. Here we go.
Page 142. How do you feel today? Listen to the model.
How do you feel today?
Not so good.
What's the matter?
I have a headache.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Do exercises 1 through 8.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
You will hear the correct line after you speak. We'll begin. 1.
How do you feel today?
Not so good.
Not so good.
What's the matter?
I have a stomach ache.
I have a stomach ache.
I'm sorry to hear that.
2.
How do you feel today?
Not so good.
Not so good.
What's the matter?
I have a toothache.
I have a toothache.
I'm sorry to hear that.
3.
How do you feel today? Not so good. What's the matter?
I have a backache.
I have a backache. I'm sorry to hear that.
4.
How do you feel today?
Not so good.
Not so good. What's the matter?
I have an earache.
I have an earache. I'm sorry to hear that.
5.
How do you feel today?
Not so good.
Not so good.
What's the matter?
I have a cold.
I have a cold.
I'm sorry to hear that.
6. How do you feel today?
Not so good.
Not so good.
What's the matter?
I have a fever.
I have a fever.
I'm sorry to hear that. 7.
How do you feel today?
Not so good.
Not so good.
What's the matter?
I have a cough.
I have a cough.
I'm sorry to hear that.
8.
How do you feel today?
Right? Not so good.
Not so good.
What's the matter?
I have a sore throat.
I have a sore throat.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Okay, so now we're going to practice a little bit different. So I'm gonna do A and then you do A and I do B. Okay, here we go. So you do A, so ready? Okay, so you say, correct, how do you feel today? I answer, not so good. You say, correct, what's the matter? And I say, I have a stomach ache. And what do you answer back? I'm sorry to hear that. Let's do number 2. Correct. How do you feel today? Me? Not so good. Say. Correct. What's the matter? And I answer, I have a toothache. A toothache. And you say, correct. I'm sorry to hear that. Number 3. Number 3. How do you feel today? Not so good. I have a backache. Very nice practice.